You think you might have to compete with him that night, or?
I don't know. If it happens, it happens. If it, I'll get in there and I'll wrestle him. That's the way it goes.
Do you think maybe like when you're in your dressing room, you're lacing your boots up and you step outside your dressing room, you think you might pass him in the back anytime and see him or anything, or do you think he'd be a mean guy and not talk to you, or do you think he'd?
I don't know. I don't know if I really passed him or not, because we got security.
Yeah.
Pretty much watching our dressing room doors. Pretty much along the way, making sure nobody interferes. While we're preparing. For battle when we get ready to go into battle.
Yeah, because you want to be 100%.
Yeah, you want to be 100%. You must have your mind clear and everything. It's a serious business.
Wow.
Nobody.
It's amazing.
It sounds very dangerous. So are you a singles wrestler or a tag team wrestler, or how does that work?
I'm a little bit of both if you think about it. FTW, I'm mainly a tag team wrestler. I recently won the FTW tag team titles this past Friday.
You won the
I'm a two-time FTW tag team champion, former FTW champion, and I'm the first ever FTW double crown champion. So
wow, congratulations! That's really amazing.
Yeah,
we truly have a wrestling superstar in our studio. And by the way, this is our very first episode of Cheeseland Chat ever, and we're very proud to have you as a guest. What a great way to start this off.
I'm glad to be here.
We'll take a phone call from a caller.
All right.
And see if we can get this thing to work. Everything's so unorganized around here. All right. You're on the air with Phil Wilson. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how did you come up with the name Energetic Star, and how long have you been wrestling?
Sound like it was saying, how did you get the name Energetic Star, and how many years have you been wrestling?
Well, the way I got the Energetic Star, of course, I started wrestling up in Nashville, Tennessee. I went to Nashville, Tennessee, did a TV show, actual TV taping for USA Championship Wrestling. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not. It came on CSS.
Yeah, it used to be on television. I remember. Dingle, we used to sit and we would get drunk and stuff and watch USA. that was some fun times.
But yeah, I wasn't on that TV show, of course, but I did TV in Nashville recently after they canceled the TV deal with CSS. They started doing TV up in Nashville, and I got hooked up with that booking for by a guy named Adam Armour. I don't know if you guys are very familiar with that name or not.
Well, he's a pretty big superstar as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's done WWE stuff.
Wow, really? He's actually wrestled for the WWE.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. So you're good friends with this guy. So you got like a nice platform to maybe like get you to the big time, possibly. That's good.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
It's good to have friends in high places.
I started there with the name Energetic Star, like we said, Energetic Star. I was wrestling TV one night, and the commentary on there said, pretty much said I was an energetic star from the bat. And he said, and ever since then they've been calling me Energetic Star, and I just stuck with it, and that's who I am today. I'm the Energetic Star.
Wow.
Well, that fits you, It really does.
Energetic Star. So it says here, I was talking earlier before you came on the show. So you're a third-degree black belt. Not a lot of people know this. He's a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, and certified instructor?
Yeah, I don't know about the certified part, but yeah, I took trained Taekwondo 8 years before I even became a professional wrestler, and
wow.
I kind of pretty much developed my talent from the Taekwondo area, the karate, learning, training, the martial arts and all that. I learned that, and I finally developed that into my wrestling, what you see today, I mean, I don't really express a whole lot of it, about wrestling. I don't really do a whole lot of wrestling, karate styles, in my wrestling. I'm more of a technical type, because I learned the technical stuff, down the road, But
Did the Taekwondo help you, did it help you be able to defend yourself better when you get in the ring once you did that for so many years?
Yes, it did. It helps out a lot with that, and a lot of discipline, and a lot of that mainly, That's what you really need in this world today is discipline. If you ain't got discipline, you ain't got nothing. So
I can imagine.
I bet when it does come to a pretty full-on contact sport like that, you gotta Be
Oh,
disciplined.
you gotta be on your game. You gotta be on your A game, definitely. Because there's a lot of people in this business that'll try to hurt you 10 times more worse than what you think. So
Okay, so back to, you was talking about this guy named Adam Amos,
Adam Armour.
Adam Armour.
Yeah.
He wrestled for the WWE. Now, you just finished up a WWE training camp. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
I trained with Simon Dean. I don't know if you guys are
Wow.
familiar.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the guy that used to come out on the little
Yeah,
exercise thing.
Yeah.
That's,
little nutrition.
and a lot of people don't know.
And the
he,
si-
he was in ECW or something like that, right?
I
At one
believe
time,
so.
long
I
time
believe
ago?
so. Yes. He was in ECW.
That's really
But
impressive.
you know, just so you guys know, the Simon system, it really works.
You're insane, man. Check this out. All right. You also Nashville, Tennessee. Have we touched on that subject yet?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about that. That's how I got my name there, Jake.
About All Star Wrestling. What's this All Star Wrestling?
All Star Wrestling is it's a show I just recently started wrestling at.
Wow.
I wrestled that this past week. I wrestled a guy named Chris Lee at the show.
Chris Lee. Wow.
Yeah. It was a it was a match. You know, I didn't win that one, of course. We don't really want to talk about that one because you know I don't like to talk about my losses.
That's all right. You know. Can't always be a winner, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you know, so back to the, you know, you said you've done some singles and tag team or whatever.
Yeah.
You have like a certain designated tag team partner, or you.
Right now in FTW, my tag team partner is Mad Dog Eddie Paul. He's
A
a
dog, Eddie Paul.
yeah.
That sounds like a mean.
we
man.
go by he's brutal. He's rough and tough. So pretty much we came up with the idea, you know, since he's so mean and tough, and I'm pretty much so energetic, and I get into the mode, being all energetic and all. We came up with a tag team name, Fatal Furious. He's fatal,
Wow.
I'm furious. Furious and energetic. All that comes into play.
That sounds.
And we work together pretty good as a team. So we
So-
won the tag team belts for the second time.
Yeah, so you guys beat. What was the name of the team that you guys defeated for the tag team championships?
Bipolar.
Bipolar.
yeah.
Is there going to be a rematch anytime soon, or is that the match that you've been working out and preparing for? Or is that
Yeah, that's one of the matches I was preparing for, basically, because it's like the big show, and I got to win on the big show, of course, because if I don't win and prove myself on the big show, then it don't really show nothing. Everybody, that's what everybody doesn't know about the wrestling business. When you're wrestling a big show, and you're performing in front of a lot of people, you got to be on your A game. If you're not on your A game and you fail or whatever, you're not worth anything. There's no reason for you to be there.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason to be there.
So you've been training hard, and we have a video package of your extensive grueling training session. We'll take a look at that over here on the screen over here.
All right.
Right over here.